Hey hockey player, Coach Garner here from hockeytraining.com, and we are now just about to start episode 3 of the brand new Ask Coach Garner series. Quick recap, I'm going to go through questions that you guys submitted, and I've got a time cut on me. I have to answer each question within 90 seconds, or else the buzzer sounds and I'm just forced to move on. All right, let's get into it. First question here, does stretching help overcome a sports hernia? When it comes to a hernia, and if you're currently recovering right now, there are some things that you can do to help accelerate the recovery process. There's been a lot of research into the areas of managing inflammation and supporting tissue recovery. Very much like a way to think about it is, although injury seems chaotic, the biological response to it is very much the same. You're going to go through periods of inflammation. You're going to clear cell debris. There's going to be tissue remodeling of the localized soft tissue area, and there could be tissue remodeling of the hard tissue area, such as, say, ligaments and bones. All of this happens in a sequenced and predictable process, and taking things like curcumin can help manage inflammation. Glutamine during this time can help support recovery rates at a much faster rate, because glutamine is actually a conditionally essential amino acid, meaning it's not essential for day-to-day life because our liver can manufacture enough, but during injury repair, we actually deplete it faster than we can replete it. So glutamine really helps the recovery process by giving you as much as you need to support tissue repair. But as far as stretching goes, I haven't seen anything that it's going to help you in this area. So some nutritional modalities can help you. I wouldn't be looking towards stretching as your way in which to get back on the ice. Next question. I have an 11-year-old son playing A-level hockey. At what age would you recommend kids start working out with weights? He does sit-ups, push-ups, and works out with a bosu ball and a speed ladder. What else can he do to build strength? At 11 years old, you're doing the right things. Typically, you're going to have the recommendations coming from myself, and I've done a ton of research into the area and the safety and efficacy of youth training, specifically youth resistance training for athletic performance. And typically in the ages of 8 to 12, you're going to want to stick to body weight only work. So things like you're doing, so push-ups, planks, different core variations, pull-ups, chin-ups, Spider-Man push-ups, Superman holds. You're going to want to do a lot of squat variations, squats, close stance squats, heels elevated squats, wide stance squats, lunges, Bulgarian split squats, front foot elevated split squats, normal split squats. All of these things are highly acceptable. When it comes to introducing weights, I slowly introduce weights in between 12 and 14 years old. So very light dumbbells, light barbells, medicine balls, sleds. These external resistances can start being more effectively used in between the ages of 12 to 14, but body weight only is all you need for 8 to 12. And that was from Vito. Thank you for the question, Vito. Next question here is, for young players, when is the right age to add weights to the training routine over just using their body weight and resistance? What damage can adding weights too early cause? Well, so my recommendation stands firm with the previous question, in that in ages 12 to 14, typically on the onset of puberty, that's really what you're looking after, because in many cases with adults, but also with our youth, biological age doesn't always match up with chronological age. The kids are at very different developmental levels, but on the onset of puberty is typically when they have the hormonal foundation and overall physical foundation to be able to more effectively handle weights, and also in many cases have the emotional maturity to properly execute the drills and workouts and sets and reps to a higher degree, where they know exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it. Because when you put something in someone's hand, then it's a bit of a different game than when you're just doing something as basic as a push-up. But as far as the safety goes, it is safe, okay? It's 100% safe. covered this in the past. I've done blogs on this. I hope you check out. But the NSCA's position statement is out there for your review on the efficacy and safety of youth training, and same with the British Journal of Sports Medicine. Youth training is not a new science. It's something that's very safe and isn't going to affect, provided you run a program by a real professional, isn't going to affect their safety. Next question here. Moving on to brackets, age group, 15-year-old girls. Question. Effective pregame warm-up so athletes are ready to go at the start of the first period and start with intensity right from the beginning. Great question. Warm-ups are something that a lot of people kind of just wing, and it's crazy to me that they wing it because it's something that increases performance. It's not something that just gets you warm, and it's not something that just prevents injury, because a warm-up does lubricate the joints, increase core temperature, and improve mobility. A lot of these things are associated with injury prevention, but people forget that warm-ups are also supposed to excite the nervous system, which really helps improve athletic performance and improve speed outputs. So the reason why warm-ups are used in, say, sprinting and in the Olympics and have been involved in athletics for decades now. So check out, there's a warm-up, it's called Pregame Warm-Up on our YouTube channel. That's exactly what I would have them perform. Very much dynamic movements, no static stretches whatsoever, and one circuit through is going to be more than enough. Should only take you about 5 minutes. Next question. What is the best possible small meal for energy before a game? Well, when it comes to the pregame meal, you're typically going to want to stick to about anywhere from a 1-to-1 to a 2-to-1 ratio of carbohydrates to protein. If you're going to be active for about 2 hours or 90 minutes or more, I like the 2-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. But if you're only going to be active for an hour, then I like a 1-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. And as far as a small meal to meet this demand, probably the easiest thing that you could do is oatmeal and whey protein. So very, very, very simple. And an example of that would be 2/3 cup of dry oats and 1 scoop of whey protein. And then add that, you're gonna have it very, very, very quickly. You're gonna want it about 1 to 2 hours pre-game, since those are both quite fast metabolizing, but that will get the job done in a hockey-specific way. Next question. What is the best off-ice and on-ice workout to get quicker and faster? The best on-ice and off-ice workout to get quicker and faster. This is a real tough one to answer in 90 seconds. The best workout that you can do to get faster is the one that's going to be unique to you, okay? Speed is a pie chart, but there are a lot of things that make up that pie chart. We need strength. We need mobility in the hamstrings, the groin, the upper back, the hips, and the ankles. We need power output. We need agility. We need conditioning. We need to be lean. A lot of people need good nutrition. They think that they're slow, but instead just their nutrition isn't fueling them for optimal performance. There's a wide component of speed. There's starting speed, explosiveness, acceleration, top speed. There's a lot of things that we can do here. So to try and quantify it down to 1 on ice and 1 off ice doesn't work, because the best workout for you is going to be different than the best workout for another hockey athlete. So just ensure that you do well-rounded, real strength training programs in the gym like you'd find at hockeytraining.com/programs. And as far as an exercise selection, I would say, if I had to say it, I would say in the gym, Bulgarian split squats are going to be probably the most well-rounded option. And off the gym would be sprint variations, lots of different sprint variations. And also jump variations. All right. Next question here. There's this guy on my hockey team who is very negative and always puts me down. He always talks about how bad I am and how I'm going nowhere in hockey. Sounds like a real loser, man. Sorry you have to deal with this. He's a negative person and I need to cut him out of my life. It's hard because he's on my hockey team and he goes to my school and he's in the same friend group that I'm in. I was just wondering how to handle this situation. I know it isn't a hockey question, but I feel like it can still be applied to how hockey players handle negativity. This is a great question, man. It's something that can be a big problem, and that it's unfortunate that you got to deal with this, because since it's in the friend group and since it's on your team, it's hard to avoid. But just understand that it's not you doing anything wrong. So in turn, you shouldn't feel the negative consequences of this towards your confidence. Meaning, he's a jerk. Okay, he's the one who is not being a team player. He's the one who's not exuding captain-like qualities. He's the one who's not actually being a good person. So this should never reflect on your opinion of yourself. Something that you learn a lot in coaching psychology is that we only allow people to talk to us in the same way in which we think about ourselves. So somebody who's very confident is not going to allow that to happen, and they're not going to allow their own confidence to be decreased because they don't value that person's opinion. But if you start believing some of the things that they say about you and you start decreasing your own self-worth, then that's something that can ultimately, at the end of the day, impact your happiness and impact your hockey performance. So just understand that nothing that he does is representative of the person that you are, the hockey player you are, or anything about you. So steer clear of those people. You've got the right idea. Stay positive and just keep doing you, man, because none of that stuff will ever matter. Next question here. Is it a good idea to train cardio during your workout in season? Okay, so is it good to train cardio during your workout? Cardio should essentially be its own workout. I don't like to do anything kind of stacked on each other. You'll see that as a very common theme if you've looked at the programs at Hockey Training, is that I like to separate things. So there's a very long story short, there's cellular adaptations that happen inside of our body, and they can get confused if you stack things together. Meaning, if I go to the gym to build muscle and strength during the season, then my muscles create a stimulus that, okay, he wants us to build muscle and strength. But if I go to the gym and I do a cardio workout during the season, then the muscles get a stimulus that say, okay, he wants us to have great endurance. But if I combine the two, then the muscles say, okay, this is a mixed signaling process. I don't know if he wants me to be strong, and I don't know if he wants me to have good cardio. So I'm just going to do some lame combination of them both and be a jack of all trades and a master of none. This is what you don't want. You want a separate workout for strength training and a separate workout for cardio so that you can gain the maximal stimulus and recovery from both sessions and be maximally strong and have maximal conditioning. So yes, I want you to strength train and do cardio during the season, but I want you to separate the sessions onto their own days or at least 4 to 6 hours apart. All right. That's a wrap, everybody. I got all the questions in time, thank God. That was episode 3 of Ask Coach Garner. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned anything from this, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you want to check out some hockey training programs or learn more about what I was talking about in this episode, go to hockeytraining.com/programs. And if you've got any questions for me, you gotta let me know. I am here for you. I want to provide answers for you. I want to make you a better hockey player. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments section, and I'll get you in the next episode. Cheers.